Hello and welcome back to the JForce IT Service Academy once again. Please, if this is your first time visiting this channel, then kindly subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button for all. Don't also forget to share this video with your friends and family members. Now, in today's lesson, we are going to learn how to set up a student database system. We are going to learn how to create a student database system using Microsoft Access without any coding, without any stress, and without any problem. So by the end of the lesson, we should be able to have a system like this. We should be able to upload passport pictures of our students. We should be able to find the details of our students in our database system that we are coming to develop. We should be able to get the gender of our students, the classes, and the other things. Everything that we need about the student, we should be able to develop a system that can help us to have access to all those things. So please pay attention to this lesson. Watch the video from the beginning to the end. Don't skip any part, because if you skip any part, you are going to miss something very, very important. All right, so without wasting much time, let's get started. So you right click any empty space on your desktop, then you create a new folder. You rename this folder, you give it the name that you want. So database, so let me just name it data B. Then you hit enter on your computer keyboard. You double tap to open this particular folder. Then you right click inside the empty folder. Then you locate new. When you click on the new, because we are going to use the Microsoft Access software to design this database system for our students, let's quickly locate the Microsoft Access database. Then we double tap on it. Then the next thing that you are going to do is to rename this particular thing. So database, like this. Then you hit enter. Now let's double tap on that particular database to open it. Now the first thing that we are going to do is to create a database table that can help us to keep the details of our students, the details that we take from our students. We need a table that can help us to save those details, and that table is going to save us our back end system. That is where we are going to hide all the details that we will take from our students. So let's quickly click on create. When you click on the create, then you go to table design. So let's click on table design. Now the first thing that we are going to insert there is the student ID. The student ID. So the data type is what? Number. So let's click on the drop down here and let's move it to number. Now we need the first name of the student. So first name. Then the data type is also a short text. Then the last name of our student. The data type is also a short text. Now we are moving to another thing that is going to be the date of birth of our learner or of our student. So date of birth, like this. Now we come and click on the drop down arrow here. Then we select date or time. Now the next thing that we are going to enter is the gender. So the gender of our student, is the student a male or a female? So you click on the drop down arrow here. Then let's scroll to the last one, that is the lookup wizard. So you click on the lookup wizard. Then you come to the second one. I will type in the values that I want. So you tick this one and click on next. So let's enter the genders that we have here. So male. Then you come to the down and write female, like this. Sorry, female. Then you click on next. We are going to limit it to whatever we have in the list. So limit to list. Then you click on finish. So the next thing that we are going to do is the date of admission. Date of admission. The date on which the student was admitted. So we come to this one and we click on the drop down here. Then we select date or time there. We select date or time. Then the next thing on the list is admission number. every student must have admission number, like this. So let's click on the drop down and select number, admission number. Then the next thing that we are going to enter is the admission fee that the student paid, admission fee of the student. So this one we select currency. Then the next thing that we are going to do is the class of the learner or the class of the student. So we come to the data type here, then we click on the drop down here and go to the last end. So you click on the lookup wizard, then you select the second one. I will type the values that I want. So you click on next here. So this is where we are going to enter the classes that we have in our school, the levels that we have in our school. So we are starting from crèche. So this is what we have in our school, then to nursery, then to KG1, then we move to KG2, then we move to basic 1, then we move to basic 2, basic 3, basic 4, then basic 5, basic 6, basic 7, basic 8, basic 9, like that. So those are the levels that we have in our school. So we have from crèche to basic 9. Okay, so we are done. Let's click on next here and let's limit to list and let's click on finish. Good. So we are done with that one too. Now the next thing that we are going to enter is the parent's name or guardian, parents or guardian. Some people are not living with their biological parents, so parents or guardian. Then we come to this one to maintain it as a short text. Then we move to the next one that is going to be the contact of the parents of that particular learner. So we come to this one and maintain it as number. We maintain it as number. Then we move to address of the parents. So we maintain this one too as a short text. Then the location of these parents. So we maintain that one too as a short text. Then we move to another one, which will be the last one, upload image. We need the images of our learners. So we come to this one, then we click on the drop down here and select attachment. Then let's come to the save icon here, click on it and give it a name. Let's give a name to our form. So data form, like this. Then you click on OK. So we are done. We have our form here successfully. So let's double tap on this one to open our form. So this is how our form will look like. So this is where all the details will be hidden. So we call this one the back end. So the next one that we are going to do is what we call the front end. So we are going to create the form now. We are going to create the front end that people can see, and that is where they can enter their details so that it will appear in our system. So we are going to do that right away. So let's quickly come to the top here and click on create. Let's click on create. Immediately you click on the create, you search for form design. So this is the form design. This is what we are going to use to create our database form. The first one that we created is called the database table. As I said earlier, that is where we are going to keep all the data that we will collect on our students. So click on form design. When you click on the form design, this is how it is going to look like. So you left click and hold, then you drag it to wherever you want it to be for you. Now we don't want to waste much time on designing this form. We don't want to waste much time creating this form. So the next thing that we are going to do is to import the existing fields. We are going to import all the fields from the form here. So let's come to existing field. So you come to the design tab, then you come to existing fields. So you click on it. Now show all tables. So you tap on it, then you tap on the data form. You double tap on the data form. So what we are going to do is that we are going to double tap on each of the fields so that they can all appear on the form here for us to do our necessary formatting, editing and stuff. So I double tap on the ID, so it is appearing here. Double tap on the first name, last name, date of birth, gender, date of admission, admission number, admission fee, class, parents, contact, address, location, upload image. So please, have you seen that they are all appearing here? They are all appearing on the form without wasting much time on them. So let's close this one. Now this is where we are going to do the necessary editing and formatting, because this is the front end. So we need to spend much time on this one so that it can look nice, so that it can look more professional. So let's left click and hold this one and drag it to a place around this area. So let's drag it to this side and let's extend it small. So you drag this one, you position it nicely so that it will look professional. Then you come to this one, to the last end, to the top corner, the left corner. Then you drag it to the bottom here. You drag it to the bottom of this one. You can use the arrow key to move this one. But have you seen that the two are moving? They are all moving together. So let's come to the last end here, the last end of this particular ID holder. Then you drag it like this. So that is what I want to do with this particular thing. But I want to bring it down. I want everything to look nice. So I'll left click and hold and drag, highlight all of them, bring them down. I want all of them to be on the same line. I want them to look nice. Good. So I think this is okay. So we have them there up and running. So now we are going to do the necessary editing and the necessary formatting that we are supposed to do on this particular form. So you come to the corner here, then you left click, you drag it to this side like this. We want to move all of them and extend some of them like this. So let's drag them to wherever we want them to be for us. Date of birth, we hold it like this. So you left click and hold, then you drag it. You come to gender, you go to the top left corner, you left click on it, hold it and drag it like this. So date of admission, you go to the top left corner, you hold it and drag it to wherever you want it to be for you. Then the next one is admission number, you hold it, drag it to wherever you want it to be for you, then you leave it. Admission fee, you hold it, you left click, hold, drag to wherever you want it to be for you. So you leave it there. Then the class, you left click and hold. So you do the same thing for all of them. So let's move all of them to wherever we want them to be for us, so that we can be able to do our necessary editing and formatting without any challenge. Please make sure that you follow the lesson. Make sure that you watch it carefully. Don't skip any part, so that you can be able to understand everything perfectly. So location, let's move that one to location. Let's move the location to wherever we want it to be for us. So let's position it somewhere around this area. Now we are going to extend some of these fields. We are going to extend some of them. Now first name like this, we need to extend it, because some people, they have long names that cannot even fit well into this particular space that we have provided. So you hold and drag, then we move it. Let's move it to that level so that it can look nice. So please, when you are doing your own, you take time and do it nicely so that you will not make any mistake. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for all of them. Admission number. So you position it there nicely, then you drag it. Please see where I'm putting this in the mouse pointer. So you put your mouse pointer here, you make sure that it changes to that arrow, then you left click and hold, then you drag it. Please make sure that it matches with the rest of the fields that we have on the form. So you move this one to that side, then you move this one to parents stroke guardian, you move that one to this side, then contact, you move that one to wherever you think is okay for you, then you drag this one to the last end, this one to, you do the same thing for all of them. Good. So I think our form is taking a shape now. Now let's come back to this side and drag this one to small, then first name, then the last name, I think is okay. The date of birth, we need to do something small. Good. Gender, I think is okay. Then admission number, we have to work on that one too. I think it's okay now. Then admission fee, we have to work on that one too. Good. Then class, let's edit that one too small. Okay. Parents or guardian, so we edit that one too. Contact, let's work on that one too small. I think it's okay now. Then the address, let's work on that one too. Good. Then location, let's work on that one too. So we are good to go. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to change the font size, the font color, and everything here. So you highlight everything, then you right click, you select properties. Oh shit, let's highlight it again. You highlight everything here, then you come to special effect, then let's select raised. After selecting the raised, under the special effect we have font name. Let's change the font name to Times New Roman. So we change it to Times New Roman like that. Then the font size, let's reduce it to 9. Then the text alignment, let's leave it like that. Then let's come to fore color, the fore color. So let's click on it to select our fore color. So we are using this color for the fore color. We are using this color. Okay, so let's change the fore color to white for the meantime. Let's change it to white for the meantime. Then we come to back color. Let's use that color for the back color. So you select this color as our back color. Good. So we have it there nicely. Now let's come to the font weight. The font weight, let's make it bold. Good. So I think our form is taking a shape now. Let's come to this one too. Let's go to special effect. When we go to special effect, you select raised. Then we come to font name. So the name is Times New Roman. Now after selecting the Times New Roman, we come to the font size. So we reduce it to 9. Then we come to the back color. Let's come back to the back color here. Then we change the back color to the same color that we used for this one. Then we come to fore color. So the fore color is supposed to be white. Then the text weight or the font weight is supposed to be bold. So we have it there up and running. Now let's come to this one. Let's come to border color. Let's come to border color here. Then select the color that we think will be good for us. So border color like this. So I think we should do some necessary settings there again. Let's go to special effects and change it to raised. You change it to raised. Then I think our form is getting some nice shape now. Now let's come to this side and highlight everything here. After highlighting everything, then we go to special effect. Then the special effect for this one is supposed to be sunken. We select sunken for that particular one. Then we come to this ID holder too. Then we go to the special effect and select sunken. It's supposed to be sunken. So I think we are good to go now. Now let's come to that same place. Let's highlight everything here around the ID holder. Then the back color is supposed to be white. So we give it a white color. Please, I hope you can see it. So our form is now taking some nice shape. So this is what we have now. Alright, so let's come to the save button. Let's come to the save button at the top here to save our work before we continue. So let's maintain that name, form 1. This one is supposed to be data table. So let's double tap on the form 1 here to see the shape that our form is having. Let's tap on the form 1 here to see the shape that our form is having. Okay, so right click and select design view. Good. So we need to give a back color to our form. So right click on the form, then let's go to field. So let's select the color that we think will be good for this particular form. So I choose this color. Let's check it and see if that color will be helpful. Now let's come to design view again. Let's right click and let's come to fill back color. Fill back color, and let's try to change this color and see how our form will look like. Okay, so I think this color is good. This color is good for this lesson. Okay, so let's right click and click on design view. Now the next thing that we are going to do is to give a name to this particular system that we are designing. The system that we are designing, we are doing it for a particular school. So let's highlight everything here. Then we push everything down using the down arrow key. Good. So let's come to this particular label here. So you click on label, then you left click and hold, then you drag it to the last end here. We want to give a name to this particular system. So which school are we designing this system for? So this is the name of the school that we are designing this system for. So this is the name of the school that we are designing the system for. So you tap on it like this, you see special effect. So the special effect, let's give it raised. We give it raised, then the back color is supposed to be white. So the back color is supposed to be white. So let's select the white as the back color. Then the font size. But before we go to the font size, let's come to the font style. Let's change it to Times New Roman. Then the font size, let's change it to 24 and see how it will appear. I think the 24 is cool. Now let's come to the 4 color. The 4 color, we are supposed to give it black color. So we select black like that. Then let's come to the text alignment. The text alignment is supposed to be bold. Sorry, the text weight is supposed to be bold. Good. So I think our form is having a nice shape now. So let's try to put everything in right order and let's see what is going to happen. So we have this one here perfectly. Now we are going to add another label again. We are going to add another label. So the address of the school. So you come to this label again, then you left click and hold, then you drag it. So we are going to insert the address here. So PO Box. Good. So we have it there. So let's do the necessary editing and the necessary formatting for this one too. So the special effect, should we maintain it as flat? Let's give it raised. Then the back color, but before we move to that one, let's change the font style. So Times New Roman. Then the font size is supposed to be 12. Then we come to the font text alignment, so center. Then we come to text weight or the font weight. Then we select bold. Then we come to the fore color. So the fore color is supposed to be pure black. The fore color is supposed to be pure black. Then the back color. So let's select the back color that we want to use for this particular section. So the back color is supposed to be white. So let's try to minimize this one too. Like this. So I think we are getting something beautiful. I think we are getting something nice now. Okay, now we need to use the arrow keys to position this particular thing well on the form. Let's use the arrow key to position it nicely on the form. Now let's highlight all of this and use the arrow key, Then we use the arrow key to move it closer to the ID holder. I think we are getting something beautiful now. Good. So let's move the ID holder to this side a little bit. Let's highlight this one again and move it closer to the ID holder. Let's move it closer to the ID holder. So I think we are having some nice form here. Okay, let's turn it back. Then we highlight this one to the ID holder and move it to the last end. Let's move it to the last end like this. So we have something nice here. Now the next thing that we are going to do is to add the name of the system. Which system are we developing? It's a school database system for students. Okay, so we come to this one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then we edit the details in this one. So let's edit the details here. Okay, so it's a school database that we are developing. So school database system. Like that. So that is the name of the system that we are developing, a school database system. So this one, you tap on it again and let's go to the properties that can help us to be able to format this particular one too. Now let's quickly run to the font size. Let's change it to 9. Let's change the font size to 9 and hit enter. The text weight is okay. The font, the fore color is okay. Then we have to check another thing here. So the only thing that we will do for this one is to just reduce the size a little bit. Let's reduce the label, the size of the label here. Let's just reduce it small. Then let's drag this one to the top a little bit. Good. So we are having something nice here. I think we are having some nice design here. So let's move this one to the right side a little bit. Let's move it small again. You tap on this one to use the arrow key to move it to the right side a little bit. Then we come to this one too. We move it to the right side a little bit. Good. I think we have something nice here. So let's double tap here to see our form. So this is what we are having now, but we are not done. We have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of editing and stuff to do so that we can be able to have a complete system. Okay, so let's highlight all this again. Let's highlight all again and push them to the down so that we can add some other things here. Okay, So let's highlight this one too, push it to the down. I think this side is okay, so let me highlight these ones too and push them down like this. So in this case we are going to add a label. In this case we are going to add a label that can make our design look beautiful. So now let's come to the top here. Let's click on this particular text box. So let's click on the text box, then we left click and hold. So you place it here at the beginning here, then you drag it to the last end where the ID holder is, then you position it there nicely. So we have something like this. Now let's try to minimize this particular one. Then you can still bring it back and extend it a little bit because you want to make this particular design look more professional. All right, so we have it like that there. So let's try to reduce the size of this one small. Let's reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so we have something like this here. Now we want to give it a color, but before then let's cut this one. Let's cut this one off. Now let's give this particular one a color. Let's give it a color. So come to the home tab here, then you come to this side, you select this color here, the color that we used for the buttons, the color that we used for the fields. We are going to use that same color for this one too. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. We want to bring that same thing to the bottom here. So what we are going to do is to extend this particular form. We need to extend the form so that that one too can get a space at the down. So now we are going to use the arrow key to move this one to the bottom like this. So we should be able to have something at the down here that can make this particular form a professional one. Okay, so we are done with that one. Then the only thing that we need to do here now is to reduce the size a little bit. So let's try to reduce the size of this particular line here, this particular text box that we are using as a design here. Let's try to reduce the size a little bit. I think that one is cool. So what we are going to do is that we are going to cut this one off. We want to cut it off and bring the recent one. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then use the down arrow key to bring it to the bottom here like this. Wow, so I think we are getting something nice here. Now let's highlight everything here and push them to the top like this. So let's highlight this one too, push it to the top, let it get closer to the line that we have there, the design that we have at the top there. So I think we are getting to some level. Now let's drag it again to that side. So let's see the whole thing. Let's preview the whole form. So this is what we are having now. This is what we are having now. The only thing that we are going to do to end this lesson is to add the buttons. We need to add those buttons that we will use to add, search, find, delete, and the rest. So that is what we are going to do now. So you right click again and let's go to design view. Let's try to push this one up a little bit and let's try to position these ones well there so that they will look nice. Okay, so I think we are done with that one. Let's push this one to a little bit. Then let's highlight everything here. Let's highlight all, then we push them to the top a little bit. Good, I think we are good to go. So now let's look at how we can be able to add those buttons there. Let's come to the button symbol. This is the button symbol that we are going to use to insert our various buttons into the system so that we can be able to add, find, and delete details from the system. So you click on that particular symbol, that icon there, then you left click, you hold it, then you drag it, so the command will come. So we want to set this particular button for finding details in the system. So let's click on next here to edit it. So let's edit the name and leave it like that. So find, then you click on finish. So we have that button here in the system. Now let's try to change the size, and let's try to change the font style, then things, then we move to the other one. Now let's come to the button symbol again. Let's click on it, then you left click and hold, then you drag it to wherever you want it to go for you. So the command will come. So this button, we are going to make it the add button. Add button. So you go to record operations, then you come to add new record, you click on next, then we edit the name there. So add new record. So let's use the text instead of the image there. So you click on finish. So we have this button to here in the system. So the next one that we are going to add is the next button. The next button. So you click on the button symbol, then you come to this side, you left click and hold, then you drag it. So this button is going to be the next button. So let's go to record operation. Let's go to record operation, record navigation. Then we click on next record. Go to next record. So you come to this side. Is either you use the text or you use the symbol of the next record. So let's undo this action and let's come to the button symbol again. Let's drag it and leave it there. Now let's come to go to next record, then we use the text instead of the particular image that they have there. So let's delete the record there. Let's delete the record, then click on finish. So we have it here, next. So that is the next button that we are going to use in our system. Now we need another button that is going to be the previous button. So we are going to insert that one also into our system. So you go to the button symbol again, then you left click and hold, you drag it to the last end, you leave it, then you do your necessary editing. So previous, so we maintain the record navigation, then you go to previous record, you click on next, you clear the record, then you maintain the previous there. Now let's click on finish. So we have it there. Now the next thing that we are going to add is the save button. That is the next button that we are going to add. So you go to the button symbol again and you left click, hold it, then you drag it. So what are we going to use this button for? We are going to use it to save data. So you go to record operations, then you come to save record. So you click on next. When you go to save record, you click on next, then you clear the record, then we click on finish. So we have it here, save. Now we are going to add another button that is going to be the print button. So you left click and hold, you drag it to wherever you want it to go for you, then you come to record operations, then you come to print record. So click on it and click on next, then you come to this side to clear the records to maintain only the print. But this one we want to use the image, we want to use the picture. So let's select the picture, then you click on finish. So this picture here is only telling us that this button is what we are going to use to print information from the system. Okay, so the last button that we are going to add is the delete button. We should have a button that can help us to delete data from the system. So we are going to insert the delete button as well. So let's come to record operations here and search for delete. So delete record and click on next. So here we are going to use the trash can. So select the trash can and edit the record, clear the record and maintain only delete. Then let's click on finish. So we have it here. Now let's undo the action and check something there again. So let's go to the button symbol. You left click and hold, you drag it to the last end here like this. Then you come to record operations. Then you come to delete records. Then click on next. Then let's use the trash can. We are using the trash can here. So we come to this one, then we click on next and click on finish. Then we are done. So let's do the necessary formatting for these buttons. Then we are done with this lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification button for all. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for all. Don't forget to make sure that you share this video with your friends so that they can also benefit from this video. All right, so let's see how we are going to do this formatting, then stuffs, then we end this lesson here. So please, when you are doing it, make sure that you do it well. Don't make any mistake, because if you make any mistake, it will go against you. It will prevent your system from working perfectly, and I don't know what will happen to you. So please make sure that you pay attention, follow the principles that you need to follow in order to have a good system, in order to have a responsive system without any challenge. So let's try to move some of the buttons to the last end here. Let's try to move some of the buttons to the bottom here like this, so that it will match up with the fields that we have there. So the delete one should be the last one at the bottom here. The delete button is supposed to be the last button at the bottom here. So please take a critical look at that one too. So let's try to bring these ones two down a little bit, this one two down a little bit, this one two down. So let's position this one at the middle. Let's position the save button at the middle like this. So let's try to reduce the size of this particular one. Let's try to reduce the size of this particular one a little bit. So use the arrow key to move it to the other side. Okay, so we have it there. Now let's change the position of these two buttons. So let's bring this one here. The add button is supposed to be here like this. So you can use the arrow key to do that. Now let's try to extend this one to a little bit. Good. So I think we are good to go now. Let's try to push this one up a little bit. Try to push this one to a little bit. Let's try to push the previous button to up a little bit. Now let's come to this side. Let's left click, hold it and drag it. Let's position this one here perfectly. Good. So I think we are getting something nice. I think we are getting something nice here. Okay. Okay. I think our form is having a nice shape now. Okay. Alright, so now let's try to take one button off so that we can have a simple design. So we are going to take off the next button because we are using this particular button here to perform the roles of the next button. So let's clear off the next button here. Now let's bring the previous button here, then we bring the save button here. So use the arrow key to move these buttons so that you will not make any mistake. So let me reposition them well on the form. Then extend this one a little bit. I need to extend this one. I need to extend the save button like this. Okay, like this. Good. I think we have something nice now. Now let's use the arrow key again to move this one to the last end. Drag this one to a little bit. I think we are having something nice now. Okay, so let me move this one up a little bit. Let me move this one to up a little bit, and this one to up a little bit. Good. So it is having a good shape now. Let's try to change the color of this one. So let's change this one to green. So let's come to the fill back color. So let me change this one to green. Then the font size, the font color too, we have to change everything. So let me change the font style to Times New Roman like this. So I change the font style to Times New Roman. I make it bold. Then the text color, I change it to white. I change this text color to white. Then this one, I'll change the back color to yellow. Then I'll change the font style to Times New Roman, then to bold here. So we are good to go. So let's highlight all. Let's select these three. So we have to do the same formatting for all of them. So Times New Roman like this, bold. Then we are good to go. So that is what we have now. Okay, let's try to reposition this one to somewhere, and let's see what we are going to have here. So use the arrow key to move that one too. So guys, this is the simple and then the shortest way to be able to design a database system for your students without any stress and without any problem, using the Microsoft Access software. So let's double tap on the form and let's see what we have. So when we come to the gender here, so we have the male and the female here. Now when we go to the class, we have from crèche to basic 9 here. So let's try to check something here. Let's try to upload the passport picture of a particular student here. So let me search for that particular file, then we upload it. Let's search for a particular folder in which we can locate those things. So here it is. So you click on this one, then you click on open, you add. So we have our picture here, we have the passport picture here. So immediately I click on add, that picture must disappear. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for being part of this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section of this video so that we will be able to help you out. In case you need a video on any particular challenge, please just don't hesitate to inform us. So thank you very much. Let's meet in our next lesson. Bye bye.